you come and follow me if I but call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same? Will you let my love be shown? Will you let my name be known? Will you let my life be grown in you and you in me? Will you leave yourself behind if I but call your name? Will you care for cruel or kind and never be the same? Will you risk the hostile stare should your life attract or scare? Will you let me answer prayer in you and you in me? Will you let the blinded see if I but call your name? Will you set the prisoners free and never be the same? Will you kiss the leper clean and do such as this unseen and admit to what I mean in you and you in me? Will you love the you hide if I but call your name? Will you quell the fear inside and never be the same? Will you use the faith you found to reshape the world around through my sight and touch and sound in you and you in me? Lord, your summons echoes true when you but call my name. Let me turn and follow you and never be the same. In your company I'll go where your love and footsteps show. Thus I'll move and live and grow in you and you in me. Hi there, this is Family Time with Jamie one more time before the summer break. And I thought I'd just sing a few songs that I love so very, very much that come from our hymnary. And because I've sung, and because I've sung Celtic songs for so many years, these ones really appeal to me because they fit into that niche. This one, the summons, or Will You Come and Follow Me, comes from the Iona community on the Isle of Iona in Scotland. And the Isle of Iona is a very, very special place. We went there many years ago. And there's an abbey, an old abbey that was set up by monks, and St. Columba was supposed to have been there. On the way out with the boat trip that you go past a place called Fingal's Cave, and it's a very small island with a huge cave in it. And they call it Fingal's Cave after a giant that is supposed to live in the cave. And as you go by, the waves roll into the cave, and the tide rolls in, and they make a loud roaring sound that resonates in this chamber in the cave. And people believed that was Fingal, a giant named Fingal, who was roaring inside his cave. And then we go from there to the Isle of Iona, and you see the abbey, both the modern one and the old one, and a lot of crosses, Celtic crosses that have been set up. And that community landed itself in the 70s and the 80s to writing new songs for Christianity. And this was one of them, the summons, or Will You Come and Follow Me? And it's one of my favorites. And one of the things that we got when we were there, and you'll recognize this is a miniature version of something that's at the front of our church. This is a St. Martin's cross, and you can tell that by the little dots on it. It's the St. Martin's cross, but it's on an Iona marble base. And the one that we have at the front of the church is huge, and it's also on an Iona marble base, and it's probably made of the same material. We got that when we were there as a reminder of both our church and of the Isle of Iona and our visit there. So there are a lot of songs that came from there that I use from time to time. This is one of my favorites, and it has a very personal connection for me. So one of the things that I'm always surprised at as I go through the hymnary is that I find that there are songs there that have this real Celtic flavor, or even more Celtic than other songs in it. And I like to play them with the guitar because it gives it a different flavor. It's not better or worse, it's just different. You'll notice that when we play a hymn with the guitar, or when we play it with the piano, or when we play it with the organ, sing it with the organ, it takes on a different nature, a different feel. And the summons, for me, is very special when it's played with the guitar. The next song that I'm going to share with you is one that you'll recognize, and the tune is called Slain. And it's sung several types of lyrics, but the most common one is called Be Thou My Vision. And Be Thou My Vision is a beautiful, beautiful hymn. And it goes like this. Be Thou my vision, O Lord of my heart, not be all else to me, save that Thou art. Thou my best thought, by day and by night, waking or sleeping, Thy presence my light. Be Thou my wisdom, and Thou my true word, I ever with Thee, and Thou with me, Lord. Thou my great Father, and I Thy true Son, Thou in me dwelling, and I with Thee one. Riches I heed not, nor man's empty praise, Thou mine inheritance, now and always. Thou and Thou only, first in my heart. High King of heaven, my treasure Thou art. High King of heaven, my victory won. May I reach heaven's joys, O bright heaven's sun. Heart of my own heart, whatever befall, still be my vision, O ruler of all. There's a strong tradition in the Reformed Church, the Presbyterian Church in particular, but all the Reformed churches of a strong Celtic presence. My own heritage is Huguenot, which is out of the Celtic lands of France, and it's to that I come to the Reformed Church. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier that I've always loved is the fact that there are other tunes that have been used for church, and one of my favorite Irish songs is a song that's called The Star of County Down that goes like this. You may have heard it. Near Bambridge Town, the county down, one morning in July. Down the boring green came the sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. Oh, she looked so neat from her 2 white feet to the crown of her nut brown hair. Should the coaxing elf, I'd shake myself to be sure I was standing there. Off from Bantry Bay up to Derry Quay, from Galway to Dublin town, no maid I seen like the sweet Colleen that I met in the county down. Now that tune is also the tune used for this hymn called I Heard the Voice of Jesus Say. So listen to how that's adapted. I heard the voice of Jesus say, come unto me and rest. Lay down, thou weary one, lay down thy head upon my breast. I came to Jesus as I was, weary and worn and sad. I found in him a resting place, and he has made me glad. I heard the voice of Jesus say, behold, I freely give the living water, thirsty one, step down and drink and live. I came to Jesus and I drank of that life-giving stream. My thirst was quenched, my soul revived, and I live in him. So let's finish with a short prayer today and have a good and safe summer. And I should be able to see you in the fall. Bow your heads. Dear God, help us to hear your word, hear the voice of Jesus, telling us to be, that he is going to be our vision, that he is going to be our guiding light, that we are summoned to follow him, and that we hear him call our name. Amen. God bless. Bye-bye. Have a good time.